low, and this old sinful world hardly a comfort can afford. Striving alone to face temptation souls. Hey, now where can I go to the Lord? Where can I go? Oh Lord, where can I go? Seeking the refuge for my soul. Needing a friend that would save me, Lord, in the end.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Country Cousins. I am your host this afternoon or this evening, wherever you may be. Might be nighttime in your neighborhood, but I'm your host of Country Cousins, Richard Graham. And my great co-host is...
Antonia.
Antonia!
Yeah.
Antonia, it's so good to have her with me tonight. Some of my co-hosts, y'all know I got a bunch of them, right? You've seen some of my great co-hosts. Kenzie Rose, for example, she's out of town. She's on tour. And my other co-host, Sonia Savage, is in Los Angeles area doing things. So it's good to be with everybody tonight. How was your week?
My week was just fine, thank you. I hope everybody was fine. I had a good weekend.
You did?
Yeah.
What'd you do? Anything in particular?
In particular, let's see, I got some rest.
Yeah, that's most important.
I went shopping. Yay.
Oh,
Shopping.
I went shopping too, you know.
Yeah, but you know when you don't have no money, you know when you go that window shopping, you don't have no money, but you're looking very hard.
I went
and you don't
window
find
shopping,
anything.
came back with a car.
Oh, gee. What was it, a toy car?
Not a real car.
Okay.
Woo! Went shopping. I was just window shopping, ladies and gentlemen. I just went window shopping, came back with a ride. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Where else can you have so much fun? You people out there that's listening to me all across the nation, you got to come to Fresno, California. When you get to Los Angeles, Fresno, California is in between Los Angeles and San Francisco. In this case, it might be Sacramento, depending on where you're at and where you're coming from. If you're coming off the coast and you're coming from Pismo Beach down 101, you want to come east to Fresno. And if you're coming off the east coast to the west, just get on the freeway ride. And then when you get to Highway 58 out there somewhere off Interstate 40, just keep coming. You'll get here. So anyway, we welcome all of you and all of our viewers. I just have so much fun up here, you know.
No, you know the way you describe how to get Fresno? I think they're already lost. I think they're never going to come here because you tell them go this way and come that way.
Yeah, but that's why everybody got GPS.
But if you don't do freeways, how are you going to get here?
GPS.
Oh, wow. Some people don't do freeways. I do not do freeways.
They used to have a commercial. You know that telephone commercial say, "Let your fingers do the walking in the yellow pages."
No.
Let your fingers do the walking in the yellow pages. You didn't say that?
Yeah, I heard, but I won't do that. I let my car do the walking.
So when you're traveling, you let GPS do the walking, and Greyhound might be doing the driving. It all depends. I don't know. Just saying though now. But I understand. You know they got them drones things going on, and if you got a drone in the house and you can just drone it, all you got to do is just kind of hook on to him and hang on like they did in the Western movies. You know, Wild Wild West. Robert Conrad would do this, right? He could take that. He'd take his little pistol and he'd shoot up and he hit that little drone right there. That little thing lock in, and he hang on with the rope. And just say, drop me.
Yeah, but what if that thing's only so small and so big, how are you going to hang on it? Tell me. You're going to fall.
No,
with the whole thing.
no.
You're not going to go nowhere.
Where
are you going to go?
You got to get a bigger motor.
Well, then you got to get smaller or bigger, one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, you know, UPS got using drones now to be delivering packages.
Yeah.
And after they delivered the first one, it was good. After they delivered the baby gorilla the next time, they had a problem.
You got to excuse him tonight, folks.
Well, you know how it is. And they was like, wow, that was a bad package, wasn't it, man? Man said, well, you ain't got to worry about throwing it over the fence. It just hopped over the fence.
That's a nice joke. Woo! I hope you guys all enjoyed that one.
Oh, man. But it's been great. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's been great. I've had a great week. And, of course, one of the main things we want to talk about briefly tonight and quickly while we're waiting on the guests to come in is that everybody's talking about health care. Yes, health care is a major issue now going on around the nation. We are aware of health care. everybody got to have health care. And we tried to teach them in Washington, D.C. years ago how to go into preventive medicine and preventive maintenance in medicine. And that means that instead of waiting till you in the middle of the healthcare thing, quote unquote, get the preventive stuff way ahead of time. See your dentist, see your doctor when you got pain. Oh, it's a pain. Oh, well, when you got pains going on, you know. You got to work the healthcare thing, you know. So get all your stuff way ahead of time. But healthcare is the issue with it everywhere, and you know, you have trouble with healthcare.
No, so far, knock on wood, I'm okay. So far.
Hello. Oh.
You know, as we get older, we don't take care of ourselves. Then we're gonna get in problems. And once you get in problems, then you gotta go see the doctor all the time.
Yeah, that's called getting old.
No, that's not taking care of yourself. You do get old, but you get older.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, you don't take care of yourself. You know.
Well, I do.
Have you heard that? Oh, I fall and can't get up.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you don't take care of yourself. You fall down, you're not healthy, you can't get up.
There was a plate of food that was sitting down on the floor, and they had a string attached to it, and I didn't know it. And I about half awake, and I walked in there and I stumbled, and I hit the floor, and I said, "Oh, I've fallen and I can't get up. What's wrong with you?" I said, "They got tri-tip down here on the floor in this plate. That's why I can't get up." It was a major fall, I'm just saying. But it's all good. Listen, we want to welcome everybody from around. Where are you from?
I'm from
Fresno?
Yeah.
You really?
Yeah, I'm from Fresno.
You know, I'm from Hawaii.
No. I've been there, but I'm not.
I'm from Macon, Alaska, too. You know, I was on pass-through. When I was in the military, we used to travel all around, so you could just, pick a country. I went to a program a few weeks ago that the man said, just take the pen and just stick it in the place that you think you ought to be from. I said, why can't I be from Argentina? He said, you don't look Argentina. I said, what does Argentina look like? He said, they just look.
Yeah.
But we'd like to welcome everybody from around the nation that's watching our show, and we salute all of our American veterans, and we thank the Lord for everybody tuning in from London, England, Paris, Rome, Italy, France, wherever you tuning in from, Japan, Anchorage, Alaska, Iceland, anybody else I can think of, you know, all the European countries over there. And we thank you so much for tuning in and letting us come into your neighborhood, your home, and be with you tonight at our live broadcast. So, listen, we got a great guest. We got a guest lined up. I don't know if they're going to show up. Everybody knows something different. So, but if not, hey, we still got it tonight. We got some good stuff to talk about. We are doing VetNet, and VetNet is a great program. We're raising money to build an educational center here in Fresno, California. So, ladies and gentlemen, listen, anything else you want to say?
No, just hopefully when things happen, when our event, everybody comes over and helps it out.
Woohoo! Woohoo!
Everybody.
Yeah, we'll knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to salute our veterans. Ray Charles is coming up. The late great Ray Charles is coming up to do this. And we're going to a commercial break. After back, we'll be back in a few minutes. Stick around. Don't go nowhere.
success, be nobleness, and ever again divine. And you know, when I was in school, we used to sing it something like this. Listen here. Oh, beautiful, far spacious skies, far amber waves of grain, far purple mountain majesties, above the fruited plain. But now wait a minute, I'm talking about America, sweet America. You know, God done shed his grace on thee. He crowned thy good. Yes, he did. Heavy brotherhood from sea to shining sea. You know, I wish I had somebody to help me sing this. America, I love you, America. You see, my God, he done shed his grace on thee. And you ought to love him for it, because he crowned that good. He told me he would. Every brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I thank you, Lord.
Sweet or cold, but when my soul needs money from above, ain't I where could I go to the Lord? Life is grand.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're back. I'm your host, Richie Graham, Kountry Kuzins, and my co-host right here, Antonia. And the gentleman sitting next to her is
Joe. My name's Joe.
Joe. Just Joe?
Just Joe. J-O-E.
And we got a
Very
last
simple.
name?
My last name, Pena.
Who?
Pena. P-N-A.
Oh, Pena. Okay.
Everybody always have a trouble pronouncing that name.
You say pina colada, and you ain't got no trouble pronouncing, right? You know what I'm saying? Well, anyway, we're back and we're having a good time, and Joe is sitting in. He want to talk about his business and what he does. So, hey, man, tell the public what you do.
Well, so me and my brother-in-law just recently started a multimedia gods. That's the name. What we do is basically provide videos for small businesses. If you're an artist, like a rapper, country artist, we create videos for you as well. Just here locally, just kind of making videos with media and things like that.
Good. I mean, now, so some of your videos are out on YouTube.
Yes, on YouTube. You can find on Multimedia Gods.
Okay. Now
So
you doing
with a Z,
YouTube?
Gods with a Z.
Are you doing Twitter too?
We're on
MySpace?
Twitter, we're on Facebook, and on
MySpace.
Instagram.
MySpace
Ooh,
might be old.
MySpace. I don't know about MySpace.
Yeah,
That was a little old
that's
one,
old.
but
Yeah, that's an old one. That's back in the day, you know.
It's like that.
Yeah. But see, Antonia, she helps the elderly people, and her program is that she gives them advice on how to exercise and how to do different things, how to eat right, and all of that. So maybe you could get her in one of your cool videos.
Oh yeah, we would love
Doing
to
the
make
pop.
a video for
Hey!
you. That would be
Woo!
interesting.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, really.
But
We should-
I could dress.
See?
I'm a senior, but I'll just dress cool.
Yeah, just well, you look
Yeah.
cool right now. I'm pretty sure you'll look
Look
cool
like $1
when
million,
you-
don't you? I'm
Yeah,
telling
she
you.
do.
If I had $1 million, I'd be sitting here, guys.
Oh,
No, I won't.
Oh, man.
I'll be somewhere.
so where
Somewhere-
would you be?
I would be. I don't really know. A lot of choices.
There's a lot of choices.
choices.
You got $1 million.
Iceland, you know, Acapulco.
But I would never take him. No. I'm
You know,
sorry.
South America, North America, Japan. I wanted to go to Australia, hang out with the kangaroos.
What are you gonna do with the kangaroos?
We're gonna go out there and box together. Hey, give me, what you do? Hey, what? I'm just saying, you know.
I don't think so.
Now, Australia's got a great place to do country music and gospel music over there. Great place, and it's right there beside the water, right in the water. Matter of fact, and it's a beautiful concert hall. Man, that thing is just magnificent, and it's huge. And I just want to go over and play that, and do some shows over there, and just hang out with the folks.
You can probably invite me and we'll record videos for you.
Hey,
Put
yeah.
it online.
Yeah, put it online. That's the deal. So what else do you do in your spare time? I know you went to school here, graduated Fresno High.
I recently moved back from San Jose.
Okay.
So I've been here for 4 months.
Right.
Over there in San Jose, I was doing after-school programs. 'cause
Okay.
For some reason, I was always fortunate to just
Right.
hang out with kids and just mentor them and
Oh,
things like
okay,
that. And
yeah,
I
that's
was
a
also
good thing.
fortunate to be mentored as well in that young age.
Right.
So, yeah, I've always just been working with kids, doing all kinds of sports with them.
Well, you look like you play baseball for the A's or somebody, and the Boston. No, I ain't gonna say Boston Celtics. That's
Boston Celtics.
basketball. That's basketball. But you look like you play baseball. I mean, Fresno State has got some great folks over there play baseball. So
That's true.
I mean, was baseball one of your things, or?
It was football, swimming, and wrestling. But I was an athlete in high school.
Yeah, I was too until they put me out.
Yeah? Why is that? Why did they put you at?
You couldn't jump the hurdles.
And look, I got the big letters. Everybody talk about the letters, right? Yeah, so and they're always proud to. Man, I got a letter from my school. I got the big W. I got the big A, and all of that, right? I got the letter. Franklin High School awarded me. Franklin High School in Stockton, California, awarded me the letter F, which is stands for Franklin High School, for my work in the athletics.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I played football. I was quarterback over there. I played ran track, played basketball, coached tennis, and played tennis, matter of fact. And I was just in all sorts of things over there.
What position did you play football?
Quarterback.
Really?
I played running back for a while. But see, then you get tired of them big guys land on you.
Because you probably you're probably running from them. And
Yeah,
not
you running for
towards
your
them.
line. Because them boys was big. They ain't with no
Yeah.
joke.
You go under them, huh?
Yeah. And when they fall on you, you feel like you done been under them, too.
I can attest to that, yeah.
They couldn't find you.
Yeah,
Where is he?
because 20 years ago, 1974, we couldn't imagine a lot of the high school people being big, 350, 375, 275, but it went on like that, and they came in that when you ran the line for every running back, they lined all the football teams up. The football team would have two lines like this, and you have to run down through them like a gauntlet. They banging on you, pushing on you, and hitting you, and all that with the pads on. And you get out on the other side and say, "Coach, they'd like to kill me up in there. Go back and do it again." Coach, you wrong.
They
You
couldn't
wrong,
find
Coach.
him. That's why they're trying to look for him.
Yeah. And I could run good. I
Yeah.
could run good.
I believe
Yeah.
you.
So it was really great. I mean, athletic experience in high school, and I was proud of Franklin because I remember. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, but I remember that they said I wouldn't graduate, and I was going to school 16 hours a day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I came out from Tennessee. I had an unusual schedule,
Oh, I'm sorry.
and then in the state of Tennessee where I was, you only had to have 18 credits to graduate. Now you country folks know this. You folks that live way back out there in the country, y'all know when you go to them country schools, you ain't got to have no 300-400 to graduate. But when I came to Stockton, California in 1974, it was 350 credits to graduate school.
Oh, so it's a huge change from 13 to 300.
From 18 to
from 18
to 350.
I wish I had an 18. That's all I need.
I could get 18 standing on my head back at you, and I wouldn't even have to do no homework. Get a C plus every semester, and not do any homework. Just show up. But when I came here, it was different.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the counselors, God bless their soul, that they were saying, I don't believe you can do it. I don't believe you can go through this thing and graduate with 350 and you behind already. And I said, watch and learn. And I did it. And my last year as a senior in high school, I decided I'm going to take 3 days off. So you know how everybody else do, right? They go get in trouble, get kicked out for 3 days. So I goes there and I go on a drunk thing. I go get me some of that MD 2020, Mad Dog 2020 wine, and I go on a drunk thing for a day. And I go to school the next day, and the principal come down and calling me up and say, you know what? I said, can I get kicked out for 3 days? This three.
Just three, no more, no less.
I'm good. Kick me out for 3 days. I'm good. And then, we ain't got a problem. I'll be back on Monday. You know what I'm saying? And the a principal over at Franklin High School said, nope. Said, we can't kick you out. I'm like, why you can't kick me out of school? Because she said, the lady said that every student in this school knows you, and that you're a very important person here, and everybody respects you. And we watch you teach a lot of classes. I got back in that day, you could be a student teacher.
Oh yeah.
And get paid for it.
Interesting. I wish they had that nowadays.
Yeah, that was a course that they was giving you. You train while you learn. While you was in high school, you could be a student teacher and get paid for it. Now, here in Fresno, California, at Fresno Unified, you have to go get qualified. You're still not a student teacher, but you got to have all these courses. Back in that day, only thing you had to do was work with the teacher, be in the room, be on time, and be learning the subject, and be able to teach the subject. And they stamp you and give you a card saying you're a student teacher.
Wow.
And it go on your record.
That's where everybody became professors.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Where'd you go to school at?
I went to, grammar school. I went to San Joaquin. And I went to my high school, Tranquility. I went to college, Coalinga. Yeah.
Oh,
it's out there when Kermit, those
she said San Joaquin. It's a big
San
valley.
Joaquin.
Yeah.
And I used to call it San Quit, and everybody thought I was from San
see?
But that was a nickname. He goes, how'd they let you out? I go, no, it's a town.
North of town.
It's a town. It's by Kerman, Mendota, those little kind of rural areas.
Yeah. It was good. We learned a lot when I was coming through, and God was good to us. We had a great time. I played with a lot of great guys who are now pros in the football arena, basketball arena, so it just a lot of great times at Franklin High School. If somebody would have told me that I was going to be hanging out with Fran Tarkenton, the Minnesota Vikings, years ago, I'd have said, no, it ain't happening. But and when I was coming through, we got an opportunity to work with Fran Tarkenton, the Minnesota Vikings, the New England Patriots guys back in that day, Dallas Cowboys, Roger Staubach and a bunch of them back in the day. Then we went on to do the Jerry Lewis Telethon. I went on to do Jerry Lewis Telethon back there. We're with the Jerry Lewis Telethon, Easter Seal, March of Dimes, and all of those. And it gave me a much broader education as to about people and what people do and the different things that goes on. And then after that, we went on and did. I joined the Marine Corps. Became a Marine. Yeah, Marine. Platoon 2044. He said, dismiss. All right, sir. Everybody saying this, but it was good. Rough and Ready Island used to be the place that had the Marine Corps reserves, and a lot of those guys, Gunnery Sergeant Walker up there, and the majors, and all of those guys. This great bunch of guys up there, man, I was training with. Recon boys up there was tremendous. We served the U.S. Navy subs and Navy ships up there and stuff, and loaded it. And a lot of Navy subs at that time came in at night. You had to load them and take them back out and put them back in the water. So it was all really good. So and tell people where you at.
Like
your next appearance, the next project.
So right now we're working on this music video that we're
Right.
trying to make happen in this what is it? How would you say it? Liquor store.
Yeah.
So we're trying to reserve that, and so we're basically
Gonna hip, the hip,
Huh?
the hippie to the hippie, the hip,
Yeah,
hop,
hey,
don't
so-
stop the rocket. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna probably be doing next, making a music video
Oh,
in the liquor
cool.
store.
Yeah.
So if you guys, see us,
He's gonna be out. What
Make a video.
location?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not really familiar with Fresno. I recently moved back.
Yeah, right.
I moved out when I was 18, so
Yeah.
and I wasn't driving during that time. So
Oh, okay.
streets are kind of still familiar.
Well, I mean, the north side, east side, west side, south side of town, and River Park's up
Yeah.
on the north side, and all that. South side of town here, that's downtown here. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're having a good time here on the show, and apparently tonight some of our guests weren't able to make it here. So, but nevertheless, we got a show for you. You stick around, don't go nowhere. We're going to commercial break. We'll be back in a minute with some more talk and some more great guests. Things are happening here at Kountry Kuzins. Woo! And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Richard Graham, and my name is turned around on the screen board, but that's all right.
Nice knowing you, Antonia.
Oh, yes, indeed. I was going to tell you about this jacket I got on. I know some of you are probably curious about this red jacket I got on. I was doing a show in Atwater, California, last week. I was up there helping some friends of us out, and that's the group called BUS, Brothers of the Spiritual Testimony, and me and the pastor at that church was talking, and he presented this jacket to me, and I told him I would wear it, but and I am wearing it, of course, and it's out here with me, and beautiful. I love it. It's like I just run the PGA golf tournament. You know what I'm saying? But okay, this is a good PGA because it's gospel music. So here we go. So anyway, Antonio, one of the greatest all-time comedians there is was a fellow by the name of Jerry Clower, and he was from Yazoo City, Mississippi. And Jerry was honored with 31 albums from RCA Records over the years, 31 awards at his house. And Jerry always said, don't ever tell a joke that you can't even take to church. So we're going to present that tonight. I want everybody to be happy. And Jerry Clower, a dear friend of mine, I got to meet him just a little bit. Wasn't really all that in depth with him like some of the other guys was in Nashville. But we met for a short while. We got to know each other and stuff. And so here he is, coming up, Mr. Jerry Clower, talking about coon hunting, and his best friend, Marshall Ledbetter. Check this out, folks.
In 116 miles due north of New Orleans, Louisiana. It was there that I first saw the light of day out in Amite County, September the 28th, 1926. I was born there. Now, as I grew up in that community, the only extracurricular activities that we engaged in was to go coon hunting or go to revival meeting if we had a crop laid by. And that's all we did except work. And this particular day that I want to tell you about is one evening when we were going coon hunting. We had a pack of hounds. When we went to mill with our corn to get it ground up, we'd get some ground for dog bread and we'd get some ground for just regular corn meal for human consumption. This particular day we wasn't too busy. All we had done is just cut down a few fence rows, shucked and shelled some corn and went to mill, drew up some water because that was wash day, helped get the sow back what rooted out from under the net wire fence, sharpened 2 sticks of stove wood real sharp and pegged them down over the bottom wire of the fence where the hog couldn't root out no more, and had a rat killing. If I'm lying, I'm dying. We had rat killings in those days. Well, this particular day after we got through the rat killing, I walked out on the front porch and I hollered, "Hey!" And them dogs come out from under the house barking. They knew we was going coon hunting. And I hollered again, and my neighbor way across the sage patch hollered back, and that meant I'll meet you halfway. We met in the middle of that sage patch, and he had his dogs, old Brummy and Queen and Spot, and I had Tory and Little Red and Old Trailer. And we went out into the swamps, and we started hunting. Oh, we was having such a fine time. Caught 4 great big ones. I heard a racket, and it scared me, and I whooped my carbide light, what I had wired to my cap,
around there, and I was looking in the vicinity of where I heard the racket coming from. And the beam of light hit a man right in the face, and it lacked him to have scared me slap to death because we was hunting on this man's place. I said, Mr. Barron, is that you? He said, yes, Jerry. What are y'all doing? We hunting. How many have you caught? 4 great big ones. He said, well, boys, glad to see you. Y'all want to spend the rest of the evening hunting with me and John. Well, I looked, and lo and behold, there was John Eubanks, a man that lived on Mr. Barron's place. John Eubanks was a great American. He was a professional tree climber. He didn't believe, I'm telling you the truth, he didn't believe in shooting no coon out of no tree. It was against his upbringing. He taught us from birth, from the day we were born till the age we could keep listening to him. Give everything a sporting chance. Whatever you do, give it a sporting chance. He'd have been a great conservationist today if he'd be here. And John said, take a crosscut saw coon hunting with you. When you tree a coon, hold the dogs and cut the tree down. Or either climb the tree and make the coon jump in amongst the dogs. Give him a sporting chance. A lot of times we climb a tree and make a coon jump in amongst 20 dogs, but at least he had the option of whooping all them dogs and walking off if he wanted to. This is strictly left up to the coon. So I said, Mr. Barron, we'd be glad to go hunting with you. You know, he was a rich man. He had sold a lot of cotton during the First World War for $1 a pound. He had some world-renowned dogs. And we hollered 3 or 4 times, and they started hunting. And we listened, and directly, old Brummy didn't bark at nothing but a coon. He had a deep voice. And when he cut down on him, it was a coon. Don't worry about no possum or no bobcat. Brummy was running a coon. And then old Trailer and old Highball and them famous dogs and Mr. Barron's got in there with them, and old John Eubanks would holler, hey, speak to it. And my brother's son would holler, hey, look for it. And oh, it was beautiful. Now y'all get this picture. About that time they treed, we rushed down into the swamps, and there the dogs were, treed up the biggest sweet gum tree in all of Amite River swamps. It was huge. You couldn't reach around this tree. There wasn't a limb on it for a while. Way up there, huge tree. And I looked around at John, and I said, John, I don't believe you can climb that tree. And it hurt John's feelings. He pooched his lips out, got fighting mad. He said, there ain't a tree in all these swamps that I can't climb. And he got his brogan shoes off, and he eased up to that sweet gum tree, and he hung his toenails in that bark, and he got his fingernails in there, and he kept easing up the tree, working his way toward that bottom limb, and he finally got to it, and he started on up into this big tree. Knock him out, John. It won't be long. And John worked his way on up to the top of the tree, and whoo, what a big one. And he reached around in his overalls and got that sharp stick, and he drawed back and he punched the coon, but it wasn't a coon. It was a lynx. We call them souped up wildcats in Amite County. And that thing had great big tushes coming out of its mouth and red big claws on the end of its feet. And people, that thing attacked John up in the top of that tree. Wow! You could hear John squall. What's the matter with John? I don't have no idea. What in the world's happening to John? Knock him out, John. Wow! This thing's killing me. The whole top of the tree was shaking. The dogs got to biting the bark of the tree and fighting one another underneath the tree, and I was kicking them back. You dogs, get away. What's the matter with John? Knock him out, John. Woo! This thing's killing me. And John knew that Mr. Barron toted a pistol in his belt to shoot snakes with. And he kept hollering, whoo, shoot this thing. Have mercy, this thing killing me. Shoot this thing. And Mr. Barron said, John, I can't shoot up in there. I might hit you. John said, well, just shoot up in here amongst us. One of us got to have some relief. I remembered to ask Marcel, Uncle Versy's oldest boy, did he have any repercussions from the problem he had had on a beer joint what was located on the county line just about a week before that. What Marcel had done, Marcel didn't like his school, none. He didn't like them teachers, he didn't like them books. But Uncle Versy made him stay in school till he was old enough to get his driver's license and bought him a second-hand pulpwood truck. And he quit school and went to hauling pulpwood. Now, Marcel had loaded up his pulpwood truck and had took a load out to Macomb and unloaded it out there on the big box car what was going to the paper company. And he is driving back in the hot of the evening. It's just before sundown. That sun is staring him right in the face, back out to East Fork community where he lived. Well, now, Amite County is dry. The people are dry. And they had never voted in no kind of alcoholic beverage. But if you want to get a cool one, you have to ride over on the county line where they got a joint. Marcel was coming along there, and he'd had fine Christian teachings. He knowed better than to buy any of them cool beers. But he knew also that they had them big knee-high belly washers, and they was cold. And he wanted one of them so bad. He eased his old pulpwood truck over off the paved highway. Now, all he had on between him and the Lord was just a pair of overalls, that's all. He was barefooted and just his overalls on, that's all. He did have the bottom button on the sides button. The top buttons wasn't. The top buttons was flopping. And he got eased off it and he put it down in neutral and he pulled an emergency brake up on his truck and he eased up to this tavern and he looked through the screen door and said, "Hey!" Man behind the counter in there said, "What you want?" Said, "Would you hand me a cold soda water? You better get away from that door. Go get you a shirt on, get you on some clothes. We don't want the likes of you in here. I ain't coming in. All I want you to do is hand me a cold soda water through the door, and I'll pay you for it, and pay you for the old bottle, and I'll drink it while I'm driving home." There's four fellas sitting around a table there playing this here Boo-Ray card game. And one of them said, "Didn't you hear him tell you to get away from that door, you redneck?" Poor Marcel, walking on them gravels out there, went back to his truck and reached over in the toolbox and brought out one of them lightweight McCullough chainsaws. And he reached down and he took a hold of that starting rope and he walked up to the door of that beer joint and he just stuck the snout of that thing through the screen door. And he reamed him out a hole in that screen door and he eased it over to the side and it hung in that screen door. That's and he held it out up over his head and ribbed it up where all them screen wires and hinges and thing had come loose from it. And then he stepped inside, raced the motor 3 or 4 times and slung that thing at a table and just took off 2 legs and the table said, "What?" They gave Marcel the beer joint.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Richard Graham, your host, and Antonia. Antonia.
Yes,
my co-host, right. Yes. And we want to welcome you back. We're back ready to wrap up the show, but I'd like to say, send a shout out to my daughters, Kawanda Graham and Mia Graham, and my granddaughter, Ray, and Pebbles. Yeah, Pebble Girl. Okay, and then I'm going to send a shout out to Sonia Savage. Okay, and all my folks back east, my Just Passing Through Gospel Group, Daniel Campbell, Gary Argo, Kim Youngblood, Jeremy James, and I'm Tommy Winan. Yeah. What a great group, I'm telling you. And all of the folks back here on the East Coast. So I just want to say we've had a great time this evening. I hope everybody's enjoyed Jerry Clower and my previous guest. So for a couple of minutes, we want to talk about VetNet. We got this project coming up May the 21st. If you are here in Fresno, California, May the 21st, that's a Sunday afternoon, we will be at the Full Circle Brewery, which is at 620 F Street. Some folks say F Street in Ventura. Okay, you can't miss it no matter how you do it. And we will be there raising money for a Veterans Educational Network. Now, what this entails, I'm going to let my co-host read what this entails, so she's going to tell you a little bit about why we're raising this money.
Okay, we're raising this money for the veterans for dental health services and mental services, and it's a dress to impress. That's like supposing they don't have no clothes, they want to go job. They give them maybe 2 outfits for the job, or they could look, and they have vet food programs. They also have small business referrals if they need to find a job somewhere.
Yes.
And they have education. They're going to try to start educating our vets, and hopefully they'll come and it's going to really be good for them.
And their families. Don't forget their families.
And their families, too. They're going to have something for the family, the kids. Just come down, and we'll be more than like to have you guys all there. And
veterans will come in Sunday afternoon, eat free, bring your ID card so we know you're a vet. Bring your ID card with you, please. And come on in and hang out, eat free with us. Have a good time, enjoy the program we got live entertainment coming. We want to... we'll tell you this next week, the live entertainment. But we got some guys coming in playing rock and roll. We got country music folks coming in. We got some gospel folks coming in to be there. And my dear friends, I think I'm going to be able to get some of the guys from the group called Bus, Brothers of the Spiritual Testimony, to come in and do some songs for us too. I'm telling you, this guy works with Al Boyd and his group is a super fine group. They do a tremendous job when they're on stage. Girl, they can rock your world. Good. When they sing it, they turn out their gospel music and rock your world. And so I would just step back and get the background. You know, I ain't got to be up there to just get the background. But when Al and them take the stage, I don't have to say no more. It's a done deal. But the program that we're doing, we need to raise $50,000 to start initial process of getting the vet educational. Excuse me. Ooh, hey Lord. Ooh, excuse me, folks. But we need to raise $50,000 to get the programs underway. So come out and participate and be a part of it. And again, we was talking about the dental part of it, dress to impress. You get suits on the dress to impress. We got people who's going to be furnishing the veterans with some suits so they can go out on the job and things and look to get jobs. We got pets for vets. Everybody needs somebody to talk to, you know, and having a lot of pets, having a great pet, that's a wonderful thing. I've had a lot of them over the years. My best one was a Dalmatian. And I when I moved from Tennessee to California, I let the fire department have my Dalmatian dog that's still with the East Coast, the east part of Tennessee, fire department up there. And so, this is one of the great things. Now, Antonio works with us.
Yes, I do. I started not knowing too much about it, but now I'm learning a lot. And I think this is really good for our vets and the families. And I really hope you guys come down because they even have a little package deal for the vets. And it's going to be pretty good, you know. I want you all to come bring your families, your friends. Anybody knows. We know everybody there. So I hope you guys have a real good time because we'll be there.
Yeah, we're going to be there kicking up dust.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyway, we want to tell everybody we're going to bid you good night. Jerry Clower is coming back to close out our show. We thank everybody for watching tonight. We hope you've enjoyed the show and you're having a good time. It's Spring Fest. All the information is on the screen, at the bottom of the screen. Have a blessed weekend, a great weekend, what's left of it, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll see you next time here on Kountry Kuzins.
Bye.
When football season's over with, I don't know what to do. I order me them football films and watch them. Because I get to craving seeing them folks put them headgears on and strike one another. And the Ole Miss Mississippi State game is sold out 12 months ahead. Last year, there's 47,000 people there to see the University of Mississippi play Mississippi State. Grudge game. In the middle of the third quarter, a funeral procession passed back behind the stadium. And a feller got up in the stands and turned around and looked over the back of that stadium and put his hat over his heart and stood there still till the funeral passed. The feller sitting by him said, "Why, Joe, I didn't know you was that respectful. You must be a religious feller." He said, "Well, that's the least I could do. I was married to her 40 years.
CentralValleyTalk.com